Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. This is John Braun. We are just about to get the webinar kicked off. If you can see my screen and hear me loud and clear, please put into the go-to webinar jam, whatever we're using right now, chat area, a big yes or just a big Y. That way I know that I am being heard loud and clear and not just speaking out to Internet Wonderland. I would sure appreciate that. And I'm going to see if I can figure out who is actually on the webinar right now. Great. Thank you, Chris. And if you can either message me there directly in the chat or you can private message me too, like Mike did. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Steve. Thank you. I'm not sure if that's the same Chris, but thank you. All right. Well, good. I think that's good enough. We'll go ahead and get the webinar kicked off. And I got some neat things, new things to show you and to kind of go over with you now. First, just a little bit of housekeeping. If you're part of the Ad Coaching Club, you've got access to this membership site. When you first get logged in, you usually are looking at a page similar to this. This is pretty self-explanatory, but browse through the email training, different postcards, the EDDM, newsletters, doorknob hangers, training for EDDM, training for WordPress. You get the picture, the low budget marketing plan, all of that type stuff. You can also browse by the categories up here. You can also go to the different things that are located up here if you want some of the latest replays. A couple people have asked about that. We had a problem with the last webinar replay. I still haven't had a chance to actually piece it together. It just didn't turn out well. I tried to recompile it. Unfortunately, I may not be able to save it. So the last couple webinars had a little bit of an issue with, but nonetheless, I think we're working on fixing that now, and we may, I can't say for sure, but we may have solved that problem. Kind of experiencing some technology issues lately with the webinar software that we're currently using. So we're exploring switching, but nonetheless, we're still stuck at what we've got. But at any rate, the webinar replays, this replay should be here. Each and every month, you can request a free graphic design by going to this link here. We'll take any of the ads here and customize it to your company information, your logo, your phone number, your company contact information. And we print for lots of cleaners, so we can get you huge discounts. We're brokers for some very large printing companies. So we can get you some huge discounts by you filling that, go to that form right there and you filling that out. That can either be a printing of something that we've done for you in the ad club, or it can be even your own printing. Really, that doesn't matter to us, but you get some really big discounts off of that. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into, I want to go over some things on, first and foremost, water damage marketing, mostly because that's what we've been talking about from all this stuff going on with Harvey, all this stuff going on with Irma, which nearly came to my town. We actually got I'm in Northwest Florida, so we got the outskirts of the hurricane, really only a little bit of wind on the last day of the storm, and that was it, thank God. But almost every other county in Florida got severely, anywhere from moderately to severely affected. So we were literally one of the only counties, or one of the only two counties here in the end that didn't get much of anything from Irma. But nonetheless, a lot of you guys are in those areas, or you may either be in an area where at some point it's inevitable you'll have flooding. You'll have, if you're up north or somewhere where it gets really cold, freezing pipes. And you'll have issues where you're going to need to know about how to get business doing water damage restoration. Or maybe you're just trying to get in the water damage restoration field, right now. Two, it looks like a couple of you guys maybe are new. I can't see your last name, so I don't know for sure. But if you have any questions, by all means, you won't interrupt me. You can ask them at any time. All you got to do is put it into the webinar jam chat area. I may or may not see it, though, as soon as you ask it, so always keep that in mind. So ask your question kind of in full format. That way I know kind of what you're referring to if I read the question 5 minutes down the road. So keep that in mind. So, all right, so here we go. One of the newest things that I've actually got out here on the Ad Club site is a mold remediation brochure. It kind of goes, I feel like it goes really hand in hand with water damage too, because we give this brochure out even if we're just going in for water damage and they don't have mold yet. Why? Well, because we want to educate them. And in a way, not to say that we want to scare them about mold, but kind of. I mean, fear is a sales tactic, right? And we're not just using fear for fear. We want them to be fearful in a healthy way, that they're aware that mold could grow inside of their walls and so underneath their subfloor, in the attic, wherever that moisture may be, mold can grow. So if I even go in for just a regular water damage restoration without any intention on doing any mold remediation, I'm still giving them this brochure along with we have a separate brochure. Maybe I'll look at that in just a second with you guys too, about water damage and how to handle a water damage emergency. But two, they're always asking about mold. So if we're going in to do water damage jobs, guys, I mean, for us, really start at $1,000. That's like a small water damage, and they go up to $20,000-$30,000, sometimes. And if you're doing commercial, that they could even go up to there. I don't know that I've done one over 20. Well, I think I did one where we did a little bit of other stuff that was maybe 40, but that was a little bit of a different situation. But normally they don't really go much over 20. But nonetheless, if you're even walking in for $1,000 or a couple $1,000 job, I mean, at bare minimum, you can give them a couple of educational brochures that educates them and helps to set you apart as the educator, thus the professional, right? And here, we let them know why choose us, for mold remediation. Because of our reputation, education, experience guarantee. I got some of that information from Howard Partridge, that I've been part of his stuff and taught with his program for years. Also letting them know about their insurance company and a little bit on how to deal with their insurance company, and that they have a right to choose a qualified company and not go with the company that their insurance company recommends if that's what they want to do. Letting them know our procedure for mold cleanup. Now, keep in mind, if you don't do mold cleanup, maybe you don't put something like this in where you let them know what your procedure is. But maybe just put in here what's typically, maybe say a typical mold cleanup procedure might be. You can easily change that. Even if we're doing the design for you, we can easily change that for you. Letting them know about moisture content readings and how those work. People don't really know about this type of stuff, so it's really important to educate them about all of that. Why is mold a problem? How it can make you sick and how it can destroy your home. Those are really the two big things, right? It can make you sick and it can hurt your house. We let them know a couple of stories and kind of go through what happens. Then commonly asked questions. A lot of the times, these are the exact questions that we get when we go out. We don't currently do mold remediation in my own company just because we didn't redo our certification and just I'm not working that directly in the business anymore, so I'm not haven't really had an employee that I have had trained enough to be able to go out and do that, quite honestly. But these are the questions that I would always get. How can you find the mold in my home? Can any contractor do mold remediation? Can anybody just come in and do that? Does my carpet, drapery, upholstery, if it has mold, does it have to be replaced? Will my insurance company pay for all this? That's a good, question. How much will all of this cost? Of course, you can't always even tell them exactly, but give them a general idea, but have some of this information here. And then, of course, 4 misconceptions that people tend to have about mold remediation, about bleach and why that's not good, that type of thing. So all of this inside of one brochure. Again, you go in and you hand them this trifolded brochure. Even just doing a water damage restoration, it helps set the precedence, especially after a big disaster, like what we just went through. Since I'm on the subject, so I don't forget, let me go to the other water damage brochure to make sure that we can just take a quick glance at that, because that one's really just called how to, I'm pretty sure that's what we've got the headline on this one, how to take care of how to handle the water damage problem. Okay, how to keep water from destroying your home. I've got a couple of different headlines on some of these. After a hurricane, when we specifically have had one, or a big flood, we'd actually change these to how to handle a water damage emergency. So, but this is great too. How to keep water from destroying your home. 4 steps that they need to do, that they actually need to do to get this done. Why hiring a certified company is important. Again, if you're certified or not, if you're not, you can just take that out. Your right to choose a qualified professional, again, talking about what insurance companies are sometimes going to unfortunately push them into, which is choose their own company. So you need to be able to talk on that level with them. Our flood damage cleanup procedure. That way they know specifically what we do. A little bit about mold too, and some of the commonly asked questions. If my carpet and pad are wet, is it ruined? What about my hardwood floors? How much is this going to cost? How long is this going to take? Does drywall need to be replaced? What's that musty odor that I smell? How long do I have before mold grows? Et cetera, et cetera. So this is another brochure that we've got. And again, if you're part of the ad club, you get access to this template. And we also can get these. We'll do the design for you where we pop in your logo. All you got to do is fill in that graphic design request right up here, free graphic design. And we'll pop in your logo, your phone number, and your company contact information. And again, we'll print these for you with our printer. You don't have to use our printer, by the way. If you have somebody locally that you've already got a trade out with or you absolutely love them, it's not a problem. But 99% of the time, we can print it for you for less money. And sometimes even give you better quality printing. I think, yeah, Mike's asking how much is it for the brochures. I think 1,000 of them is, and don't quote me exactly on this. Well, I can pull it up. I don't want to misquote anything. And these prices they sometimes change a little bit, so they may not be exactly. The glossy tri-folded, they're already folded for you brochure. 1,000 of them, $118. That's if you're already in the ad club. Now, if you're not in the ad club, you can get them as well. They're a little bit more, but you have to actually pay for the design too. The design is going to be about $170 to actually give you the design that you can use over and over again. And then the printing would be an additional $118. So you're going to be looking at about $300. And that's usually with the shipping included in the continental U.S. as well. So, Chris is saying that he is new. Great. I thought that was the case. Thanks, Chris, for letting me know. Welcome. So, okay, so there we go. But definitely, if you're doing water damage, guys, at least get a water damage brochure. Even when I was brand new in business, I always felt super awkward if I had to just walk in with nothing in my hand. I always wanted some professional stuff to give to them, to maybe even sort of lean on, as far as, look, I'm not just Joe Blow. I mean, I've heard stories about guys who go in and give carpet cleaning estimates, and they'll go in and just write it on the back of a business card, and here, some cheap, crappy business card, not even a nice business card, and just give it to them. Or I heard the story one other time where a guy went in and didn't have anything else, so he just gave it to the client in the back of a piece of cardboard. Here's my estimate. I mean, so unprofessional. So I always felt like I need to walk in and give them something that audio. Hopefully we have audio back now. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's kind of the problem that we had last time, and the recording got messed up. But hopefully I wasn't out of audio too long, and everybody can hear me now. If you're back and you can hear me, please put into the Webinar Jam chat area that you can hear me. Indeed, that would be awesome. Alrighty. I guess I have to keep my eyes peeled. 5 minutes of audio out. Oh my gosh, sorry. Yeah, if you ever get webinar software, guys, don't get Webinar Jam. I'm not a fan. But I paid for a year of the thing. That's never pay for a year of something too that, well, I thought it was going to be great. So at any rate, here we go. So this is a postcard again to send to your current clients, maybe to educate them, let them know about what you do, the dangers of mold, of water problems, the big mistakes people can make. And then on the other side, we're giving free moisture inspection. Somebody asked me before, well, what about a discount or a free? Well, it doesn't matter. Whatever you feel like giving away is great. Everybody should be able to see the video. Norman's mentioned can hear, cannot see. That is interesting. Well, let me turn my video screen. I'm stopping sharing and I'm starting it back. Wow. Okay, we should be able to see. Yeah. I thought, and I know. So, okay, you guys should be able to see my screen here in just a second. And Irma did not finally get me. We only got the outskirts of Irma, maybe 40-mile-an-hour winds, which is nothing. Okay. Norman's saying I'm back. Good. And okay, Chris is saying I'm back. Perfect. Okay. So on the other side, you're going to want to show them, this is what we're showing them. Again, you can have it save whatever you want to have saved for moisture inspection or free moisture inspection, whatever you want to put. Personally, after a flood problem, I don't like to drive around and look at water damage problems for free. And I usually at least require that they pay me something. Why? Well, I never tell my clients this, but, we joke amongst ourselves when sometimes people want us to come out, especially after you got to understand, some of these guys that are in the hurricane areas, I mean, they're going nuts with just even be able to give any estimates or talk to anybody or do any actual jobs. I don't really have time to go around giving free estimates. So especially in those cases, I'm kind of like, yeah, they want me to come out and look at their water damage problem. And I'm kind of like, well, I've seen water damage problems before. I don't really want to particularly look at yours. What I want to do is just, I'm not going to tell them that. But, so the point being, if you're in that type of an emergency situation, we like to require money to even go out to do any kind of an inspection at all. Because a lot of times what they want you to do too is give reports to an insurance company. And sometimes they never use you. They just use you instead to use you, not to use you for your service and actually pay you. But again, if it's current clients and people that or you're not as busy, definitely free moisture inspections are a really good bonus offer as well. Okay, but use your discretion on that. But here we also tell them about the different things we do with mold inspection, structural drying, area rug cleaning, because a lot of the times that and tile cleaning comes hand in hand with floods, right? We do a lot of both, anytime we have flood problems. So tile and grout cleaning, as well, again, big time. So send this to current clients, again, anytime before you start to have those type of situations or foresee those type of situations or after they occur, right? And here's an every door direct mail piece that's really along the same line. Basically, almost the same message, just a different size of postcard. On the other side, we don't list all of our different services. Instead, it's more information specifically about how we can solve their water problem. So we send these out to like an area that we knew for sure is closer to, if it's a hurricane, it's closer to the water, closer to the beach, maybe usually not necessarily on the beach because those areas are just completely, almost gone. But sometimes it depends on how bad the situation is in that area. But areas that we think there's still maybe houses there, or people are going to be checking their mail, at least you'd be surprised, guys. After some of these areas in Irma, neighborhoods are gone. Certain neighborhoods that are in the real path are just gone. Not even there. Houses taken off stilts, moved across the street, type of the situation. If it was anywhere near like the hurricane we had here 12 years ago, Hurricane Ivan, that's the kind of stuff that happened. Houses moved like away. So, and from what I saw on the news, they had some of that during this. But we would send some of these to get work. Google AdWords. I've got some brand new keywords. In fact, I haven't added them yet, but tomorrow, and if anybody's looking for them, and I haven't put them up yet, let me know. They're already on the Ad Club site. But if you're doing Google AdWords, some of the best things is getting the right keywords, right? And so I've got a big document of different keywords. I've recently compiled some new water damage keywords, thermal image detection, flood damage inspection, flood company, water damage company, water mitigation process for Google AdWords. I've got some of the best keywords that I've kind of refined. Of course, water damage in your city name, water restoration in your city name, water damage restoration, that type of thing. Of course, for almost all these, you can add your city name after, but I would only really bother to do it for the bigger searches like water damage your city or water restoration your city or maybe flood removal your city. Those are some of the biggest ones up top. But I will add these because I've got some new ones on water damage. I've also I think I've added some new ones for area rug cleaning too, as far as area rug drying, wool rug drying, area rug pickup, I think I didn't have those on there before, but some new ones added for that. And also some keywords specifically for leak detection. So what happens a lot of times after a hurricane is people are specifically looking for, and again, I'm saying hurricane, but fill in the blank, frozen pipes, flood from rain, whatever you got. And I know different areas have got all those different type of things. But I've got those keywords here too, and I'll make sure that those are added to the master list. Pete's asking, where's that list? I think it's going to be, you just put in that little search. Sometimes that search can give you the right stuff pretty quick. But not this time. Maybe I typed in the wrong thing. Instead of AdWords, keywords. I might have just called it a keyword list. Huh. Well, the other thing you maybe look at is internet marketing. You might actually be in this writing better AdWords ads. That's the ad writing guide. This is a really good guide too. This wasn't specifically what I was looking for. This is a great guide for different examples of AdWords ads. If you're looking for ideas of profitable ads that I've used, either in my own company or for other companies. Here's one specifically on leak detection. Here's another one as well. And of course too, I mean, we have a whole training module for that. I think on the new member startup right there's a link, but also too, if you go to the bonuses underneath here, bonuses or current bonuses, you'll see the direct link to the AdWords course. We've got a mini course on that we did about a year and a half ago, and almost everything there is still relevant. I don't know why I'm not finding that keyword list. I was nearly sure I added it. I just can't remember. I will check on that. I'll make sure that's up at the top tomorrow, and I'll make sure that I've got that new. I might have put it actually in the AdWords course. That might be where it is. And again, to get to the Google AdWords course, you're going to go. Maybe I didn't even have the direct link here. I'm sorry, I wasn't really prepared to show you guys the link to that, but at some points we've got so much stuff. It's the instant traffic course right here. We've got so much stuff that I kind of forget where everything is sometimes as well. But if you ever have any problems, I mean, look at the search function. If you can't find it there, here's the link and how to get into there. If you can't find it in the search function, by all means, email me. I'll be able to guide you through and help you find it. So, all right, so let's see here. Those are some, we're not really going to take the time to go over them, but you can download that and look at some of that. But keep in mind when you do the ad, you want to give benefits. You want to tell them, like what do we say here? Leak detection in your city name, moisture, water problem. We find moisture and leaks fast. I wonder if I even have an actual water damage ad here. That one's for leak detection. I may or may not have one specific. Now, the other thing, too, that I'm guiding all of my clients that are in hurricane hit areas, I'm recommending that they either do nothing but area rug cleaning ads, if they do area rug cleaning, or water damage ads, or leak detection ads. Carpet cleaning ads, I wouldn't necessarily, unless it's something for just wet carpet, right? You're going to get hardly any people calling you for carpet cleaning, right? After something like this, you're just going to be doing a lot of water extraction, but even a lot of just water leak detection and area rug cleaning. People are going to be bringing in their nice damaged area rugs, and when you do that, you need to be charging a lot of money for those, because those are really hard to clean. Not necessarily hard, but time consuming. They got to be cleaned a lot, and they have to be cleaned better, and they got to be soaked more. And usually if it's a flood rug, we charge bare minimum $5 a square foot, if not $6, $7, $8, $9, $10 a square foot for a flood damage rug, especially if it's wet when they give it to us, right? So we cleaned one when we even just had some rains here little bit ago wasn't even that big a one, and I think we charged them $500, just to clean that one rug. And they were glad to do it because they knew it was in bad shape, and they knew that we were the professionals that we could take care of it for you. So, okay, well, so really the big thing that I would recommend again is the big three. And I didn't put a post here on water damage. I maybe should do that maybe tomorrow to kind of go along with this. But for after a flood, before a flood, during a flood, or flood prone time, big three are going to be email marketing and an email, a message similar to this, Facebook advertising and or Facebook post. Again, a message very similar to this type of a message right here, and we've got those in the coaching club section as well. If you go to email newsletters and scroll through those, we've got some specifically on water damage, and I'll put those up at the top tomorrow so that you guys make sure that you're seeing those. And in that same message on Facebook, and mail to my current clients. I'm going to mail them something just like this. If not, I have mailed them this exact same thing and gotten lots of work from this exact same postcard after we had flooding in our area, not even a hurricane, but just a lot of rain and a lot of flooding. Sending this out got us tens of thousands of dollars of work in area rug cleaning, drying, water damage, and tile cleaning. In addition, doing EDDMs to specific neighborhoods I know are prone to be hit. But really those three things can keep you super, super busy when you do them right and when you do them well. So we've got the resources for all of that there in the ad club. And then let's go over a little bit of fall marketing right now. We've got a brand new adaptation. I mean, it's not everything and it's not completely brand new, but it's a brand new design card. What I'm figuring out that I'm enjoying doing, one, this has been one of the best responding EDDMs that we've done right here. The offers, I think, are great. The way it's worded, I think, is, not to pat myself on the back, but I think it's done nicely because, not just because I like it, by the way, because I don't care. It's because it's gotten a really good response. Especially the way we do it, where we put pictures of the front of the neighborhood, pictures of the client's home, and or testimonials. We've got one. We've actually done it with clients' testimonials here. The easiest thing to get is the picture of the front of the neighborhood. That's why I keep this one here. But this has been one of our best responding EDDMs that we've done. It's an 8 by 10 inch EDDM. And what I figured out, what we're doing is we're mailing them by the season. So in other words, we'll mail once or twice, usually not just once, hopefully twice in the spring, twice in the summer, twice in the fall. And maybe instead of twice, maybe 3 times some of the times. It depends on the neighborhood, depends on if we have time. And then each season, that way they're hearing about us in a flight advertising sequence. I'd always at least mail them twice, by the way, in sequence. That way, after a year or two of that goes by and you're sending them these things in each individual season, they're kind of going, oh, they were here in some of the times that we're going in and we're seeing that they're saving these cards. Right? And they're going in, they're going, look, you were obviously here in summer and you were obviously here in fall. We're going to do a Christmas one as well, or a holidays one as well. So they're like, geez, you're here all the time. You were here. I got 4 different ones. You were here in spring, you were here in summer, you were here in fall, and you were here in winter. Oh my gosh. This is, you guys must be the company to actually use. And that's, kind of the theme that we're doing with this particular campaign. I mean, this is really a particular campaign that we're doing that's basically that we were just in your neighborhood, and we're the neighborhood cleaner. And I'm not even sure that I exactly said it like this in this particular postcard. I don't think I did, but in a nutshell, your neighbors just got cleaning done, so here's 3 gifts for you. So, your neighbors just had us out, so we're going to give you 3 free gifts. And it's been a very beneficial and profitable campaign. It's always done really well for us. The big thing, and only the times that I've known that it's not done well, is when somebody didn't put a picture of the front of the neighborhood, or they didn't put the street that the client was on. The neighborhood front of the picture is super important. And then sometimes it's the case where you didn't have a picture of a sign. Well, if that's the case, you need to have something that you can take a picture of that signifies proof. Because what this is, here's what the sales process of what this is. is that this is proof that we were there in the neighborhood, and it's two things: proof that we're in the neighborhood, social proof saying we clean for your neighbors. Look, we were proving it because we were there. But two, saying, catching their attention, because how many times do you get a postcard of something in your neighborhood? If you do, you're going to be like, oh wow, this must be something of interest to me because this is me. This is Scenic Hills. I live in Scenic Hills. This is important, and they got to read it. Right? And David's mentioning, yeah, exactly. Cleaning is an event-driven service. Exactly, and it's driven by the other secondary part, maybe not even mostly, but I don't know, maybe almost equal with this is, like David just said, reminding them that it's fall and the holidays are coming, and or maybe they've got a Halloween party, and they know that, oh geez, it is fall and I need to go ahead and get cleaning done. People get cleaning done in fall. Look, because my neighbors just got it done, I got to get it done. That's what this is saying. Right? And obviously we were really just here, we're not just flying. Look, and we were on Scenic Hills Drive. So we got to get cleaning done. And again, to one up this, some of the members are doing this with, we just clean your neighbor's house on, 123 Scenic Hills Drive, and there's the picture of the front of their house. You got to get a little bit more permission for that, but if you can do that and get a picture of your neighbor's house, and that's even their neighbor's house, and that's even better. And even better than that, if you can get their small testimonial, just and here's what Joe Blow had to say. Joe said they were really good and they were efficient and they were wonderful, and he wants them to come back every 6 months, or whatever testimonial you can get. That's an even one up to where it's a real, a lot more social proof in that case. So this is a really good brand new client generator that we've been using. And again, yes, we are going to be doing one for the holidays coming as well, a different theme for that. But the original one that we did so well, I decided to let's go ahead and do this for each season as we go by. And that way we're kind of letting them know that we're not just mailing them the same thing, that we're here through the seasons. We're here all year long, right? Like the old, comedians or bands, I'm here all week. Well, we're there all year, right? We're here all the time. Here is a fall reminder, kind of a little bit of a reminder. It's a 4-inch by 6-inch small postcard, which can be sent for a regular postage stamp for like 4 cents, I think right now. Fall is in the air. It's time to clean carpets, tiles, and rugs, right? It's something that's really easy. Just a little reminder letting them know that, hey, you haven't had cleaning done and it's fall, so, get cleaning done. You'll get free protection on your carpets and rugs. That's just one idea of an offer. You can change it to whatever you want to change it to, but in this case, it's free fabric protection. Again, this is for current clients, so this isn't for brand new prospects, because it doesn't really sell them the whole sales message as this does. This does more of the complete sales message of why you should use us. It's a bigger postcard too, right? As well, a fall email newsletter. We've got this right here. We'll be sending these out a couple of times a year. We've got more of those coming out. Here's a fall newsletter postcard. There's an upholstery cleaning email newsletter as well. This is an email postcard that we've actually done, my own cleaning company. Cleaning news, avoid these common mistakes when cleaning up stains. Just, here's mistakes that you can make when you're cleaning up stains. By the way, here's a new service that we've got. Again, you can change that to whatever you want to change it to, or a little highlight on one of your services. But it's just a mini newsletter. It's an 8.5 by 5.5 inch postcard. And the great thing is it doesn't have to be unfolded for them to read it. It's just already there, and they can just pull it. They don't have to open it up. It's just there, and all the information's there. A little bit of an offer. We're going to have some other fall postcards coming out, actually a new newsletter that I'm working on with an article, a trifolded newsletter. It'll also probably be a giant postcard newsletter as well coming out. But yeah, I mean, this is exactly like an email that we sent out to our clients this morning right here. In this case, we actually didn't use a picture. The only picture we had was just our company logo. Just one of our last minute, we're still doing school. Actually, it's been back in session for a month, right? Well, August 10th. But that's still fine. We're still hammering on back to school because it's still kind of back to school time. Not really quite ready for fall yet. I think it's still back to school time. But we're about to kick into talking about fall here. I mean, October 1st, September 29th, probably next week, we're about to order our fall postcards. Dear beloved client, here's a reminder about a postcard that we already sent them, our back to school postcard. We're just reminding them about that same exact information and then telling them about our referral program. Here's our website, visit there, or give us a call, right? It's, that's really it. So you want to be doing the same thing. So don't forget, I mean, if school even went back in session anytime within the last month, go ahead and still send that back to school stuff. Otherwise, we're preparing and we're going to be getting more stuff on here for fall marketing. We'll be talking more about that next time. I just want to kind of intro that with you tonight, along with the talk on water restoration, in case some of you guys were wanting that. And the funny thing is all the guys I know that are in Florida or Texas aren't on the webinar right now. I kind of thought that would be the case, but they're probably already as busy as they need to be. It's nuts how busy you get. And again, I've talked to them very briefly on the phone or via email to see what kind of help they needed. So I helped them with some of their brochures and Google AdWords and whatnot. So, but as far as I know, all of them are doing well. So, all right, guys. Well, if you have any other questions, I'll give you just another minute to put those into the Webinar Jam chat area. If not, we'll go ahead and call the webinar to a close. Let's see here. I don't see anything else rolling in. So, all right, guys. Well, have a great rest of the night. If you have any questions, 2 ways to get a hold of me. Sometimes if it's a general question, one of the best ways that I like is really the cleaning marketing discussion group on Facebook. That way we can, if you've got the question, somebody else probably does, we can talk about that there. You can also email me and shoot me a message that way. Chris is saying wait. Did you have a question, Chris? Okay. I'll wait just a second. But you can email me for sure, and I will definitely, if it's a quick question, if it's a more detailed question, we might want to sometimes can sometimes briefly answer it via email, but it's more detailed. I'd probably rather answer it on one of these or even on the Facebook discussion group. Let's see. Okay, Chris mentioned that, well, if you want to, I can hang out here for another second. Or you can hit me up via email, whichever is better for you. They are both fine since I'm here. Trying to think of anything else. Holidays are coming up. We're going to be going over and really ramping up for that. Can't stress enough that you really want to have everything set to hit the ground running. I mean, all your equipment in order, but not only your equipment, have all of your marketing planned out in an order, and we'll go ahead and get that being planned out in advance to be able to really get you guys rocking and rolling for the holidays. So, all right. Well, I think Chris is saying that, yeah, he's just going to email me, so that'll be fine. That's not a problem at all. So, all right, guys. Well, God bless. Have a great rest of the night, and we will talk with you soon.